do not give me the country with a J, right? Because most people, they hear my accent, and the first thing they say, he's from the country with a J. And J, what's the J? Jamaica. There you go. You see? There you go. Jamaica. Do not give me the country with a J. So most people say, first thing, Jamaica. I'm like, oh, no. Yeah. And as Don said, he said this, I'm also a professor at Signal University teaching global business, organizational behavior, and principles of business management. So let me back up a little bit. This young man came from Trinidad and Tobago in July 4th, 1977. Well, you know July 4th, 1977, right? Independence Day, right? Landed at JFK, John F. Kennedy Airport on July 4th, 1977, with my other 3 siblings. Now, when I got to JFK, I just left Trinidad. I'm 18 years of age. I'm finished with high school. I have to decide now what I'm going to do with my life. What's the next level for me? What am I going to do with my life? So I decided, you know what? At 18 years of age, I'm going to go back to high school. Can you imagine? You're 18 and you're going back to high school? Something got to be wrong with this guy, right? But my parents could not afford to pay for 1 credit. Let me repeat that. My parents couldn't afford to pay for half a credit for me to go to college. Just couldn't afford it. My parent was a single parent, right? I had 3 other siblings. We all came to the United States at the same time, and she could not afford a half a credit. So I had to decide, how am I going to go to college? How am I going to get to college? What am I going to do to get to college? I said, you know what? The only thing I got going for myself was track and field. It's the only thing I had going. I had nothing else. I was good in academics, yes, but track and field was the only way I was going to get to college. So one day in August 1977, I was out on the track just running, training. You know, sometimes they say things happen for good. I was out there training, and I was running, you know, doing my stuff. And this guy saw me. He said, so what high school do you go to? I said, high school. I said, I don't go to no high school. I said, I just came from Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm just out here training. He says, well, I'm the head coach of a high school. I said, okay. I said, that sounds good. And I'm like getting real anxious now. Yeah. He said, yeah, I am the coach of Boys and Girls High School. And I did my research. Boys and Girls High School at the time was one of the top track and field schools in New York City. Right? I mean, that doesn't happen just like that, right? That has to be like a divine inspiration. That I could end up at this track, and here's the high school coach, right? And I'm running there, and he's speaking to me. This little boy who just came from Trinidad and Tobago. So I said, yes. You know, he says, so, you know, why don't you come to my high school? I was like, yeah, you know, I want to go to the high school. So things worked out, right? I signed up to go to Boys and Girls High School, right? Now, all I'm thinking about is the next level. I'm thinking about getting a track and field scholarship, so I could be the first one in my family to go to college. That's all I'm thinking about. All I'm thinking about. So things started to go good. You know, Mr. James Jackson started to, you know, he felt there was something about me. I don't know what it was, because, you know, sometimes you can't see it. I couldn't see it, but he saw it. He felt there was something about this guy from Trinidad and Tobago that he was impressed with. And I remember one day he told me, he said, Anselm, I want you to believe it's possible. I want you to work hard and don't cheat yourself. I said, what? He says, believe it's possible. Work hard and don't cheat yourself. I said, okay. I said, he's giving me the roadmap to get a scholarship to go to Signal University. That's what he's telling me. It's just like, you know, with the company here. You got to believe it's possible, right? You can't cheat yourself. You know, sometimes, you know, it's like when the boss is not looking, it's like, man, you know, I'm going to sneak out today. I'm gonna leave a little early today because the boss is not looking. He's not looking. You know what? I'm gonna take an hour and a half for lunch because the boss is not looking, right? But no, you actually not cheating the company, you actually cheating yourself, right? So my coach told me, right, believe it's possible, work hard, don't cheat yourself. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good. You know, here is this guy, he doesn't know me, but he's already inspiring me. He's inspiring me for a better tomorrow, right? So here we go again. So things started to go, I would train, you know, on the weekends. On the weekends when no one else is looking, I would go to Prospect Park and I put in extra mileage. Boss is not looking, coach is not looking, right? He's not seeing, I go put in extra mileage, you know. And then I come back to practice and the kids were like, wait up, you know, he's just come from Trinidad, man. How could he be improving so quick? You know, maybe he's got to be doing something. You know, maybe he's taking something extra at the side. You know what I mean? In track and field, you could take some extra something. It's called PEDs. You know, you guys into pharmaceutical. You guys know what PEDs, right? This guy might be taking some PEDs or something. You know,
Anselm. First value?
Yes.
Integrity.
Integrity. There we go. First value, integrity. He's got to be doing something, right? I told them no. The only kind of aid I was taking was Gatorade. The only aid I was taking, right? But anyway, I kept on working hard when people weren't looking, training 6 days a week, right? Sometimes you may have to come in on a weekend, right? Gotta get it done, right? So I would train on a Saturday when no one is looking. Then I come back to practice. I was doing tremendous. And then one day, there was a big meet at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden. I was like, what? I think Muhammad Ali used to box at Madison Square Garden. And the coach, we running at Madison Square Garden. We running a 4x800 meters relay, if anybody that know track and field. 4x800 meter relay. And then the coach comes up to me, says, LeBourne. They call me LeBourne. You know, I have a French last name, but I'm actually from Trinidad and Tobago. I guess we have French people in Trinidad and Tobago as well. Anyway, so he came up to me and said, LeBourne, you know, you're gonna anchor. It's like, anchor? You know, like anchor is the most important person. You gotta bring it home. You know, you gotta bring it home, man. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I said, okay, Anselm, take a deep breath, don't say anything, and focus, focus. So I focused, I said, okay, if the coach could put me for the anchor, he's gotta believe that it's possible, right? He believes it's possible. He got full 100% confidence in me, right? And he knows I'm a hard worker. So I said, forget about everything. I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I said, coach, don't worry. I got your back, coach. I got your back. Madison Square Garden, no. First time. Never been to Madison Square. Didn't even know what Madison Square Garden looked like. I know it was on 34th Street in Manhattan, but I didn't know what it looked like, right? So we got there. I went in to Madison Square Garden, and I'm like, I'm seeing all these kids, some of the top kids from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. I remember, don't forget, I just came from Trinidad and Tobago, right? 1.3 million people running in Madison Square Garden. I never forgot that day. So the other kids in the team were like, man, how could the coach put him to anchor? Just came from Trinidad. Coach putting him to anchor. But anyway, the race went off, and all other teammates did well, and here I got the stick in front. Oh my God. Whew. That's a lot of pressure now. I got it in front. If you get it in front, what you can do? What you cannot do if you get it in front? Huh?
You let somebody pass you.
You can't let nobody pass you. You can't let anyone pass you. There you go. No one can pass you, right? So I was like, okay, right? But the coach had already instilled into me, believe it's possible, don't cheat yourself, and work hard, right? And I believed on that day it was possible. I believe it was possible. I knew I had worked hard, right? And I wasn't gonna cheat myself and cheat the team. So what do you think happened? What do you think happened?
You won.
Yes, of course. team record. And I ran my fastest time ever. That was 2 minutes flat, right? So that was a kind of experience that James Jackson instilled into me. Now, how am I going to get to the next level? How am I going to use this now to get a track and field scholarship? Because remember I said, my parents couldn't afford half a credit in order for me to go to college. So things started to go good. I started to run faster and I started to improve and things like that. Now comes the decision of which college am I going to attend on a track and field scholarship, right? Next level. Which college am I going to attend? So I had offers from Eastern Michigan. I had offers from University of Alabama. I had offers from a school called Johnson and Wales, right? Johnson and Wales, right? I didn't know anything about college. You know, Johnson was a culinary school. I'm like, I don't know. maybe one of the guys from Johnson and Wales came and they looked at me running and they said, he could be a good chef. They looked at me running and then maybe I put my hands. They was like, I think he could be a good chef. I think that guy could be a good chef. Anyway, Johnson and Wales was out of the picture. I don't think I wanted to be a chef. Right? Then we had University of Alabama. I was like, that's kind of far from home. Then we had Eastern Michigan. And a gentleman by the name of Hazley Crawford, who won the first gold medal for Trinidad and Tobago at the 1976 Olympics. Yeah, you're shaking your head, see? Right, you won the first gold medal for Trinidad and Tobago. He went to Eastern Michigan, right? And I was like, yeah, Eastern Michigan wants me. But if anyone knows what I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, the weather is normally 90 degrees, right? No snow. You don't get snow, right? And on a bad day, the temperature drops from 90 degrees to 89 degrees. That's a bad day. You know, when it drops, you see people come out, they come out with their sweat. On a bad day. So I asked someone, I said, so what is the temperature like in Eastern Michigan? What's the temperature like? Someone said to me, 15 degrees below zero. I said, what? I said, I didn't know temperature go below zero. I didn't know that. 15 degrees below zero? I said, Eastern Michigan, you can keep your scholarship. But if I go out there and it's 15 degrees below zero, I don't think I'm going to last a long time, at Eastern Michigan. So anyway, so there was a gentleman on my team. He was the fastest 400-meter runner in the country, Brian Denman, fastest runner. So the coach from Seton Hall wanted that guy, right? Because he was the fastest 400-meter runner. He's going to improve his team. But my coach, James Jackson, told the coach's name is John Moon, he's still at Seton Hall. He told him, he said, listen, how am I doing with time?
You ready?
Okay. So he told him, he said, listen, if you want Brian, you got to take Anselm. You know, like in a trade, an NBA trade, you're like throwing a guy. And he's like, yeah, take this guy, throw this guy in. You know what I mean? And you know for a fact that they're going to cut the guy or they're going to get rid of him a week later. You just see that happen in the NFL, the NBA, hockey, right? You have a trade, you want you for the trade, but you don't want that other guy. So, the coach says, all right, I'm going to take that other guy. I'm going to take him. And as soon as he comes, a week later, we cut him, we get rid of him, or we buy out his contract or something, right? So Coach Moon and I actually talked about it. Coach Moon took the guy, and he took me as well, thinking that after 1 year, he was going to get rid of me. Seriously, he told me this, right? But he forgot that James Jackson had told me, believe it's possible, don't cheat yourself, and work hard, right? So September 1978, I'm at Seton Hall University, right? Full scholarship. First one in my family to go to college, right? I had a whole different mindset. And I will impress on you to read the book, Mindset, by Dr. Carol Dweck. It's called Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. It tells you that people have two types of mindset. You have a fixed mindset, and you have a growth mindset. And a fixed mindset, a person who has a fixed mindset uses a lot of excuses as to why something cannot be. Anybody know John McEnroe? You're the John McEnroe? Well, you know, John McEnroe had a fixed mindset. Because John McEnroe would find all kind of excuses. He used to slam his racket on the floor. Oh my God, the umpires was wrong. You know, the ball boys was wrong. It's always something else other than him, right? He had a fixed mindset. Then there are people with the growth mindset. The growth mindset are people like Pete Sampras. You know how much championship Pete Sampras won? You look at Jackie Joyner Kersee. Jackie Joyner Kersee, you know, she went to pentathlon. She won Olympic gold many times, right? You look at a person like Muhammad Ali. They had a growth mindset. So for this company, right, you develop that growth mindset that you said you believe it's possible. Anything is possible. You work hard and you don't cheat yourself. So back to Seton Hall. I'm at Seton Hall, and Coach Moon, I was a throw-in to a trade, you know? And Coach Moon believed after 1 year, he's gonna get rid of Anselm. He told me that. He said, Anselm, I knew you wasn't that good, you know? He was gonna get rid of me for 1 year, right? So when I got to Seton Hall now, I'm thinking about next level, right? The mindset have to change. I can't do the same thing that I used to do at Boys High and expect to get the same results. I have to do things differently now. Because when I got to Seton Hall in September 1978, there were seven, let me put this down. There were seven other athletes in my event. I ran the 800, there were 7 others. 7. What number do you think I was?
7.
Lucky 7! There you go. I was lucky number 7. Lucky number 7, right? But remember what I told you, right? Believe it's possible. Don't cheat yourself and work hard. Lucky 7, right? So now what I started to do, I used to get up on mornings and do morning runs. So nobody looking. There's nobody looking. You know, I go out, I do my 5-mile run in the morning. You know, nobody's looking. It was like, oh, don't worry about Anselm. He's number 7. He's not gonna make it. My morning runs and everything else. Right? So then we come to practice now. You know, I started to get kind of better in practice. And I started to beat people in practice. And, you know, to kind of mess with them mentally, I used to joke with them. I used to say, you know, I had a dream last night. And you know, I beat you in my dream. I would tell them that, you know, this guy, what is this guy talking about? I said, yeah, man, I had a dream last night. I beat you in my dream, you know? So, you know, we had a time trial now. The coach figured out there were 700-800 meter runners, and they have a relay. Only have 4 guys, right? Only 4 guys to be in the team. You know, 4 guys and a substitute. You know, maybe a guy just in case. So we had this time trial, right? And all the other guys were like, oh, we don't have to worry about Anselm. Yeah, I don't think Anselm is gonna make it, right? So there we go. We have a time trial, right? And so what do you think happened? Oh, there you go right there. I actually won. I won. And in January 1979, what number do you think I was in? 1. Lucky 1. I was number 1. I was number 1. You know why I was number 1? Because I believe it was possible. I worked hard and I didn't cheat myself. I believe it was possible. I worked hard and I didn't cheat myself. When the coach wasn't looking, what was I doing? I was practicing. I didn't need the coach to look. I was out there practicing, right? Became number 1 in the team. And things got so good, right? Things got so good that Coach Moon decided I can't cut Anselm now, right? I can't get rid of him now, right? He's my number 1 guy. Can't get rid of him now. He has done so good that you know what I gotta do? I gotta name him captain of the team. I got to name him captain of the team, right? Because, as again, I believed it possible. I worked hard and I didn't cheat myself, right? So things went on good, you know. Went to Seton Hall. I graduated from Seton Hall, you know, and then I went on to work 23 years on Wall Street. Right, I worked for the New York Stock Exchange for 23 years. 23 fantastic years on Wall Street. Wonderful. And so in 1999, I turned the young age of 40. Never forget that. 40, right? And I'm like, what it is. I see everybody like looking 40. See people like doing the math already. 40, 1999, 40, 2020, that's 20 years more. So he's like 60.
4,229 is also.
I see, oh yeah, thank you. I see people already doing the math. The math real quick. Everybody's like, 1999. You can tell people doing them, it's okay. It's okay, right? So 1999, right? I turned the right young age of 40. I'm 40 now, right? I'm moving into manhood, right? Get moving into manhood, yeah, right? So I'm still running, I'm still competing. And the first World Masters Track and Field Championship was in Gateshead, England. First World Masters Track and Field, 40 and over, Gateshead, England. And again, we are talking here about next level, right? The next level for me was to win a world championship, right? Believe it's possible. Don't cheat yourself. Work hard, you know. So I told my wife, I told everybody, listen, I want to win the 800 and the 1500 meters at the World Masters Track and Field in Gateshead, England. They said, Anselm, what are you talking about, man? That's never been done before. I said, never been done before. I said, you forgot. They didn't know that, what did I say? Believe it. Believe it. Believe it's possible. What's the next one? What's the next one? There you go. I said, okay. Right? So Gateshead, England come. I'm in Gateshead now. Right? Running at the World Masters Championships. People from all over the world, from England. I never forget one guy by the name of Giovanni. People would tell me, Anselm, that's the guy to beat. I'm like, he's the guy to beat. I'm like, I'm the guy to beat. Giovanni, right? I'm the guy to beat. Anyway, so we running, we had quarterfinals. I did good in the quarterfinals. Then we had a semifinal, right? I finished third in my heat. But they were picking the top 4 to go to the finals. And my friends came over to me and said, hey, Anselm, you finished third in the heat. What's wrong? I said to him, I said, you know, I have never been to a championship where they give out medals in the semifinal. I have never been to a championship where medals are given out in the semifinal. They don't give out medals in the semifinal. They only give out medals in the finals, right? So I was playing possum, so to speak, right? You know, so yeah, I don't worry about Anselm. So the final came now. This is the best 8 runners in the world in men's 40 to 40, men's 40 to 44 age group. Best 8 runners, right? And I already had my strategy, right? You gotta have a strategy in place. Just like you with the company here, you gotta have a strategy in place. How are we gonna get to the next level? What are the things we're gonna do? We can't do things the same way that we did last year. We gotta do things at a little different level, right? My strategy was simple. When I get with 200 meters to go, I was gonna test my competitors. 200 meters to go, I was gonna test my competitors. 200 meter came, and I decided that's where I was gonna make my move. And I was so excited, right? With 10 meters to go, I was about 2 or 3 meters in front at the World Masters Track and Field Championship in Gateshead, England. And I got so excited with 10 meters to go. I put my hands up like this, right? With 10 meters to go. I ran one of the fastest times in the world ever, right? And my friend says to me, Anselm, if you didn't put your hands up, you could have run even faster. I said, it was not about running fast. It's about enjoying that I could go to the World Championship and win a gold medal in the 800, right? I don't know what Giovanni finished. I think, if you go to Gateshead, you might still see him running. I don't know what he finished, right? I don't know what he finished, right? Then we had the 1500 meters. Remember, I'm going for the double, right? 800 and 1500. Never done before, right? And there was a gentleman by the name of Bill Crone. He was one of the best 1500 meter runners in the world at one point in time, right? At the world, but that might have been like 15 years ago, right? We are 40 now. It's different times, right? So everybody was like, Anselm, you gotta look at Bill Crone. Bill Crone is the person you gotta look at. It's like, what are they talking about? This is Anselm LeBourne, Anyway, 1500 meter came, I won that as well, right? And did the double of the 800 and 1500 meters. I ran 154 I never forget it, 154.8 something in the 800, and I won the 1500 meters in 356. Again, that is, I believe it was possible. I didn't cheat myself, right? And I worked hard, and things actually worked out, right? So that was done. So I'm going to give you a next quick one about when I turned 40. So in December 1999, I was at Seton Hall University, and I saw a gentleman broke the world record in the 400 meters indoors. World record though. Remember, I don't have any world records as yet. Here it says 18 world records. In 1999, I actually had 0. So you gotta start over, right? I had 0. Right? So, 1999, I never forgot this. I was at Seton Hall University. I saw a gentleman broke the indoor world record in the 800 meters. He ran 154.9. I remember that like yesterday, 154.9. And I said to myself, Anselm, I think you can do that, right? But there was this other mind telling me, Anselm, I don't know, man, that's pretty fast, right? But I was telling myself, I said, yes, that's my next level goal. That's my next level goal, right? And I never forget, I went to Boston in 2000, right? With the goal of breaking the world record, my first world record, in the men's 800 meters age group 40 to 44, right? And the race went on, things was going really good. And I said to Don's son at one point in time, I said, you see, in running, at some point in time, the pain is gonna come. At some point in time, the pain is gonna come. At some point in time in the company, rough times are gonna come. But you have to prepare yourself how you're going to deal with those rough times. How effective are you going to prepare yourself to deal with those rough times? And I told Don, son, listen, at some point, the pain is going to come, but you want that pain to come as close to the finish as possible. So I only got to run maybe 2 meters with some pain or 3 meters with some pain, right? So, running the 800, I'm feeling good. 600 meters, oh, this is feeling good, this is nice, no problem, right? But about 5 or 10 meters to go, the pain came. But I already dealt with that pain in my mind already, because I believe it was possible. And the pain came, I was like, pain, you better get out of here. Broke the world record, ran 154.69 indoors. First world record ever, first one. But you know what happened? A lot of times people break one world record, and what they say, what they do, like, man, I just accomplished that. Good, I'm done. I'm over with, right? I got one world record. That's good. When I was finished breaking that world record, I enjoyed it a little bit, have a little fun, and enjoy life. Yeah. And so you got one world record. You're like, yeah. I was like, okay, what's next? How do I now get to the next level again, right? I wasn't just happy with one world record, right? And all I'm saying to you is that, we and you have success, don't just settle for that success. right? You want to take that success to another level. And that's what I did. I got that one world record, and I said, okay, I want to get 2 world records. I want to get 3 world records, and I keep going on and on and on and on and on. And now I'm at 18 world records, right? And I'm going to put, how are we doing on time?
You're fine. You're good.
Fine. I want to put a slide up, Just quick.
Yep, to the right. The button on the right.
Button on the right. No, okay, I messed that up. I messed that up. Anyway, right? So what it is I got that one world record. But I wasn't satisfied with that one world record. Right? I could have sit back and cherished that one world record and say, yes, Anselm, you have made it now. Right? You have established one world record. But I say, what can I do next? No, not that one.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Right? Can anyone up here tell me what you think these are? What do you think these times are? Huh? Don, did
I told you.
Did you show the slide?
High performance.
Did not.
I think you showed it.
No.
That's one time I talk. You sure?
High performers.
Don, you didn't. This is excellent. As not just no, excellent is not good enough. It's fantabulous. Right? So this is my next level. Right? And listen, you see the date? March 27, 2019. Right? My next level, I have 18 world records now, right? So if you add these up together, how much world records is this? 18 plus 6, right? 24, right? So my next level is 24 world records. I believe it's possible. I'm working hard at it, right? And I'm not cheating myself. So these world records here are the indoor world records, 213.87, 1500 mile, outdoor and indoor. That's my next level. I have it written down, my next level. Right? So I can focus. As a matter of fact, I have it right by my bed head. When I go to sleep, I don't have it on the other side where my wife is. I have it on my side. Because, she mightn't want to see that on her side. So I have it over on my side where I can look at it on a daily basis. And you see what it says? If you want to be successful, you must respect one rule. One rule. You can't lie to yourself. You got to be true to yourself. With a company like this, you got to be true to yourself. In this room, I know these are the best of the best at this company. The best of the best. Right? So we have to decide what are the things that we need to do in order to continue being better than the best. Right? I have the goals written down. Right? And I'm not lying to myself. I'm doing the work, I'm putting in the work. And as Don actually said, one of the quotes I have is hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. I'm not the most talented. I am not the most talented. I'll be very honest with you. All throughout my life, right, I was either last, second to last. But, something in the scriptures, it says the last shall be first. I mean, I'm not that close. But the last shall be first, somewhere it says. Most of the times I end up first. So these are my next goals, my next step, my next level, that I already have, and I have them written down, right? So it will be good for you as well, just to write down your goals, just to write them down so you can see them on a daily basis and you can work on it and try to get to that next level, right? So we talked about me being at Seton Hall. No, we talked about me being at Seton Hall. We talked about me working at the New York Stock Exchange. So let me quickly tell you now, right? So I was at Seton Hall teaching, and an opening came up for a head coaching job at Oratory Prep in Summit, New Jersey, right? Now remember, I never coached before. Never coached at high school before. Never coached at high school before, right? Remember now. You got to believe it's possible, right? You got to work hard and don't cheat yourself. So what do you think I did? I applied for the job. I never coached before. I applied for the job. I put in my resume, right? They called me for an interview. Said, Anselm, come on, we want to interview you. I was like, yeah, put on my suit, my best suit, with my tie. You don't have to go to, you can go with a track suit. I put on my best suit and my best tie. I want to be impressive here. So I went, that lecture director interviewed me, tell him what I had to tell him. I told him hard work beats talent and talent does not work hard. I told him your circumstances may determine who you are, what you are responsible for, you become. I told him all these good things. Lo and behold, a few days later he called me back. What do you think he said?
You got a job.
He said, Anselm, you got the job. You have the job, man. I said, okay, good. I got the job now. Right? Now I'm a head coach at a high school, a very good academic high school in Summit, New Jersey, Oratory Prep. And so I met the kids and we were talking, and I said something to the kids as we go along. And Don said it. We didn't have a track, no track. We didn't have an indoor track. We didn't have weights. We didn't have anything. And I told the group, I said, listen, I don't want any of you to focus on what we don't have. Do not focus on what we don't have. Whatever we have, we're going to use that to the best of our ability, right? And we are going to become champions. Do not focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you have and make the best of it. So we were focusing on what we have. I would tell the kids every day something, they come to practice, if they didn't do something, I would say, okay, that's life skills number 50. Every day was some life skill. Life skill number 50. Next day was life skill. I was like, what number life skill is that? Is that life skill number 65? Yeah, number 65. So it's always some life skill, that I'm teaching the kids. Always life skills, right? So, and Don's son, was one of my prime candidates. I didn't know Don at the time, right? Doug used to play basketball. Doug was a basketball player. So I went to one of the games and I saw Doug playing basketball. And I said to Don, Don, I think that Doug can be a very good runner. And I know Don was like, but listen, man, he likes basketball. I said, Don, I think Doug can be a good runner. Not only can he be a good runner, but I think he can also run in college. Don was like, Anselm, he likes basketball. I said, Don, I think Doug can be an excellent runner. Finally, Don agreed with me. Right? And Doug came out for track and field. Right? And then I started to talk. I started to tell Doug all these things. And Doug became one of my best half-milers on the team. And not only that, but Doug went to college and ran 4 years at Providence College. 4 years. Right? Because I saw in him something, just like you can see something in the employees, right? And you got to be able to motivate them to get to that next level. And you got to use yourself as an example, right? Sometimes you may try to change people, but I was using myself as an example for Doug. And Doug went on to run 4 years in college, and I was very happy about that. You guys notice something, right? I walked up here with notes, right? And I haven't even looked at my notes yet. Isn't that something? Right? So, yes, and that was it. And at Oratory Prep, I used to tell the kids, we don't focus on what we don't have. We focus on what we have. So when it snows, right, we went out to the track, we got a few shovels, we shoveled one lane, and everybody would run in that lane. If it was too cold, and there was ice on the track, I'll go find a hill, and we worked on that hill. If it was too cold outside, and they don't want me to go outside, I'll go into school, and I'll find some staircase, and we'll do stairs. So I always finding something that we could continue to take them to the next level, take them to the next level. And this was funny, but not really funny. I remember we went to the state championships, right? And I look at the prediction. I said, Coach, you gotta look at all the predictions. And there was all the prediction. Oratory prep was gonna finish like 4th or 5th. I'm like, what are they talking about? They haven't seen the work we were putting in, right? You know, I told the kids, it's possible. I told the kids, we're not cheating ourselves. And I told the kids, we're working hard. We went to the state championship. We didn't win one event. Not one event, none. We didn't win one event, none. We didn't win any event. But what do you think happened? What do you think happened? We didn't win one event. What do you think happened? Huh? There you go. There you go. We won the championship. Didn't win one event. I have convinced those kids that don't matter what, we were going to win that championship. And we did not win one event. We won the state championship. Not only that, we won what's called Prep B. That's for schools with like 300 or less kids in New Jersey. We won that indoor. We won Prep B outdoor. We won the triple championships. Triple. You ain't got no track. You got to shovel the snow though. And think about it. A guy coming from Trinidad and Tobago, where the temperature drops from 90 degrees to 89 degrees, and he's out there shoveling snow, right? Shoveling snow, right? And it's cold, and he's out there doing hills, right? So the guys, they really believe that it was possible, right? They believed that they worked hard. They believed that they could get it done, and we got it done. We won the triple, right? And the school like couldn't believe. It's like, man. And so, what are you doing with these kids? All I have was the kids' belief. I'll give you one quick other story. There was a kid on the baseball team named Aaron. I never forget Aaron. Never forget Aaron. Aaron on the baseball team was the designated stealer. You know when you designated stealer, what happened? You need to see you sitting on the bench. You ain't getting in the game. Right? Only time you get in the game is when you want to steal a base. Right? That's it. Aaron was the designated stealer, right? And Aaron was the coach. Aaron, you know, sir, Aaron, get in the game. You get on base. Steal a base. I went to a game. I said, Aaron is stealing bases. So I spoke to Aaron, mom and dad. I said, you know, mom and dad, I said, Aaron is you gotta be positive. I said, Aaron is a really good baseball player. You know, good baseball player. In the back of my mind, he's a good baseball player sitting on the bench. You know? I said, he's a good baseball player. I said, but listen, I can help Aaron become a better baseball player. Right? I can help Aaron become a better baseball player. Right? And just like Don agreed with me, my mom and dad agreed with me. It's like, yeah, Aaron could become a better baseball player. And I never forgot this. The school had never made it to the New Balance Championship. The New Balance Championship is a national championship where the best schools in the country, right, come to run at this New Balance Championships. And the school really never, was not interested in New Balance Championships, you know, right? Here I am. I'm thinking about next level, right? Here in the company, we are talking about next level, right? I'm trying to get them to the next level. So Aaron training and everything, and we was running this relay, the trials, to get to the New Balance Championship. I never forget, I told Aaron was running up 400. I said, Aaron, listen, we're gonna simplify this. I'm gonna make it very easy for you, right? We're running up 400. Aaron, all I want you to do is to run 300 meters as hard as you can, and just whatever you have left, it's okay. Don't worry about the other 100 meters. Just run 300 meters as hard as you can, and don't worry about the other 100 meters. Aaron said, Coach, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. Don't worry about it. Right? Aaron said, Aaron was in lane 8. He got to 300 meters, Aaron was way out in front. Way in front. But remember, I told them about the pain, right? Pain is going to come, and you got to prepare to deal with the pain. And how are you going to deal with that pain effectively? So Aaron got to 350 meters, and a piano jumped on Aaron's back. They're running, if a piano jump on your back and you got to run 50 meters, you're going to be going like in slow motion. Yeah. But anyway, Aaron ran his fastest time ever. He ran 51 seconds for the 400 meters, and we qualified for the New Balance Championships. All because we believe it was possible. We worked hard, right? And we know that, right? We didn't cheat ourselves. And we made it to the New Balance Championships. All right? So, I'm going to just try to wrap up a little quickly. But I got another story. This is all about stories. We know this by now. We know this about stories, right? So, I'm at oratory prep now. Things are going good. We have won championships, and everything is about the next level, right? We have won championships, everything else. So someone told me, Anselm, there's an opening at Fairleigh Dickinson University for an assistant coach. Like an assistant coach? I'm saying, like, that's a Division I school, right? I'm just here at oratory prep, a school with like 300 kids, But I believe it was possible. I believe it was possible. I said, what's the big deal, right? So I put in my resume again, right? No big deal. Just put in the resume. I put in my resume. Well, I don't know what happened. I went to an interview. Next 2 days, the coach called me back. Hey, Anselm, you got the job. I said, you sure? He's like, yeah, you get the job. And what I'm saying to you folks is that when you are working, you got to believe in yourself, right? You got to believe in yourself. You may have to put in extra hours. You may have to move from working 8 hours to working 9 hours. It's okay, because you're looking at preparing yourself, especially when we work in a company like this. Rough times are going to come, but you got to prepare yourself for those rough times and how you're going to deal with those rough times effectively. Prepare yourself, just like I prepare myself. I'm preparing myself to get to 24 world records. Right? I'm training, I'm putting in that extra time. I'm this young age, I'm young age of 60. I'm young. I never tell myself I'm old. I'm young at 60. Right? And I want to get to that next level. I want to get these other 6 world records. And I know I'm going to get them because I believe it's possible. Right? And I want you to believe the same thing. Don't let anyone tell you. Don't let anybody tell you it cannot be done. And I used to tell the kids, I said, listen, coach, I don't think we can do that. I said, let me tell you right now. You see that page, we cannot rip that page out of the dictionary. We don't have that page in our dictionary, right? Some people say it's hopeless. I said, forget about the less. I say it's hopeful. We're not going to talk about hopeless here. We're going to talk about hopeful. Everything is hopeful. And something says to me, and you have this pie in the sky thing. You think everything is hunky-dory, everything is positive. I said, listen, it depends on how you look at things, right? Remember, Carol Dweck talks about this, right? The fixed mindset and the growth mindset. You have to develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset. How can I get better? How can I improve myself? How can I be better than I was yesterday? How can I be a better version of yesterday? And that's all I'm trying to do. So let me get to this other one here. So I want to kind of leave it so you guys can have some quick questions. Oh my God. I mean, I'm being consistent here now. I'm being very consistent in my behavior, right? You could tell, So this is the one right here. I think this is it. Oh, going back. Oh, here we go. This is it right here, right? So what it is that I talked all this long talk and everything else, right? But when you talk, you want to be able to leave something with the audience. Leave something. Tell the audience, well, some of you guys are going to say, man, this guy came from New Jersey. He told us he had 18 world records. He was talking about all this pie in the sky stuff. About, the school didn't have a track, and they had him shoveling the snow and all of this stuff, right? So what I did is that I look at some of the best motivational speakers, right? And I said, how can you come up with something that 6 rules to success, right? And I actually used this. 6 rules to success, and we're going to end with this, right? So the first thing is, what is your why? What's your why? Right? Why do you come to work every day? You gotta ask yourself, why am I coming to this company every day? Right? What are my purpose here? Why do I work through lunch? Because some of us do work through lunch. I remember when I was in the exchange, I used to work through lunch. Right? Why do you work through lunch? Right? Why do you work past your regular hours? You gotta find what's your why. What is your why? And when you find out what is your why, what is the company trying to achieve? Why is the company trying to achieve this? What is your why? You have customers, right? You have customers, right? Yeah, we have customers, right? You want to amaze your customers, right? It shouldn't be your intention just to please your customers. You don't want to just please them. You want to amaze them, right? And by amazing them customers, you're going to get a lot more customers, right? Right? So you ask them, how can this be better? You got to explore ways to improve the quality and services you're providing to your customer. How do you amaze your customers? How do you do that? Right? And once you know that you're doing that, you're going to be very successful. You got to outdo yourself, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Think about it, right? I got 18 world records. I could stop at that. I mean, that's good, I call 18 records a dozen and six, right? A dozen and six. I got a dozen and six world records, right? I want to get to 2 dozen. I want to round it off a little bit, let's make it a simple 2 dozen. I want to get to 2 dozen world records. I want to be able to outdo myself, right? But for you, you got to ask yourself, how can you make the company a better version of themselves, right, than it was yesterday, right? How can you create a product that was better than last week? Remember, we just said last week, right? How can you create a product that was better than just last week? And you hear me talk about this quite a bit. You got to believe it's possible. And once you believe it's possible, everything else falls into place. I believe it's possible. And we also talked about, don't cheat yourself. Sometimes, this is kind of hard. This is really hard. This one is really hard. Give more than you're paid for. Like, come on, man. You serious? Yeah. Serious? Right? You only pay me for 8 hours of work here. You ain't paying me for 9 hours, right? You're not paying me for 9 hours of work. Why should I give more? Right? But think about it. You might be cheating yourself. Don't worry about the company. Don't cheat yourself. And lastly, at the end of the day, I want to win. For example, in July, August this year, there's the World Masters Championship in Toronto. I already know that I'm going to win, because I believe I'm going to run the 800 and 1500 in the men's 60 to 64 age group, right? And I already believe and I know that I'm going to win that. That's going to be my 10th, my 11th and 12th gold medals at World Championships. And it's going to be the 5th time that the double has been done to win the 800 and the 1500. So I'm determined to win. I'm very determined to win. Right, very determined. And I think I got one other slide here. No, not that one. Oh, here we go. Right? So how do you get through rough days? Because in times, right, we're going to have rough days at this company, right? So we want to prepare how we're going to deal with those rough days, right? So it just tells you on rough days, when it can't possibly endure, I like to remind myself, or remind you, right, that getting through bad days so far is 100%, and that's pretty good. 100%, right? So I think I get through these days regardless, right? And I think there's one other slide that I think is not there, but that's okay. I want to leave you with this, just in case you have any questions. I'd like to thank Don for giving me this opportunity to come here and talk before these fantabulous, splendiferous, trumendiferous. By the way, those are all words. Those are actually all words. When you get a chance, Google them. Right? Don't just take my word for it. Google them. Right? Splendorous. Right? They're marvelicious too as well. Right? For giving me this opportunity. It really, truly was my pleasure And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is a quote that I use all the time because where I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, right? The quote says, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Sometimes we may have difficult circumstances, sometimes we may have rough times, but at the end of the day, you are basically responsible for who you become. So I want to thank you all so much. This was a really pleasure, and I'm happy that I could come here all the way from New Jersey, and try my best to motivate you and inspire you for a better tomorrow. Thank you so much. I didn't even read any of my notes,